Remix. Hey man, we back at it. Check it out. Watch your backsides, watch your phalanges. It's your man T History. Back at it, man. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I got a special guest. And he's in the building. We about to rock out and have a nice little sit down. I got a man, you know what I'm saying, this out here in the YouTube community of ours. It's there written in front of us, but brother, would you let the people? We got people from Japan, across the nation, across the globe, whether it's YouTube, IG, Facebook, or wherever. Or would you let the people know who you are?
Yeah. C major. My channel is Mind the Major Baltimore from Baltimore.
Okay. All right. So you say you from Bmore?
All day.
That's what's up. Would you let us know what it was like growing up in Bmore?
Well, I could say offhand that it was nothing like for me growing up. It was nothing like how it is today. You know what I mean? Today we averaging a body a day. You know what I mean? At least. But back then we didn't have that type of drama when I was coming up. You know, it was pretty much community oriented. You know what I mean? Whereas though if you was getting out of pocket, you could have looked forward to the next door neighbor putting that belt to you, and then your mother or father putting that belt to you later on when they got the, you know what I mean, when they got the message.
Right. That's what's up. I would say so. How was your that coincides with it? How was your household? Would you say? What about siblings? Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah. I come from a family of 7 kids.
Okay,
And,
deep.
my mom had 2 girls, 5 boys, and I actually ended up losing 2 of my brothers. You know what I mean, to gun violence. One in '95 and one in '99.
Right. So that's actually late in the game, kind of. Well, not late, but you know what I mean. Like kind of, at a certain age. So, like I said, just so how was your childhood like getting into your teens and like what was your activities and stuff like that during school? Was you like was you into music or anything? What like your activities during school and stuff like that?
Oh man, when I was younger, I was into school. I was in the books and stuff like that. I was a pretty good student, up until pretty much I would say my freshman year of high school. You know, at that point, it was more like peer pressure type of thing. You know what I mean? I fell into that whole thing, actually playing stupid to fit in.
Correct. I feel you. So like I ain't gonna jump deep. Well, so I give a segment where I go with trials and tribulations. So I'll give you that to respond to. But before trials and tribulations, so you're to fit in. What was your fitting in things? What was your environment like?
Well, the environment, I'm gonna just say that, what I mean. My teenage years was the '80s. So anybody know about the '80s? No, that's the Reagan era. So you already know that's when crack hit. That's when cocaine was pretty much cheap as a bag of sugar. You know what I mean? So everybody pretty much was out there getting to it. You know what I mean? And I was no different.
Right. I would like you to explain that because the brother T History has coined the phrase the crack game, the rap game, and now YouTube. So tell us about the 80s and coke being as cheap as a bag of sugar.
Yeah, well, I can say me being here, you can say ounces was like 500. You can get an ounce for 500 back then. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty much everybody that I knew from pretty much the age of 13, and you had people younger than 13 was actually out there on the corner, you know what I mean, getting some paper. Getting some paper. You had 15-year-olds driving $40,000 cars. You know what I mean? It was no different than we was a little, maybe what some would consider a little slower than New York, but it was pretty much the same. You know what I mean? As far as that whole drug dealing thing went. Everybody was out there getting it. You know what I mean? And it was, and when you looked at it, like I'm gonna say, you had minimum wage like $3 an hour, and then you could go out on the corner and come home after being out there from the time you got out of school to the time you were supposed to be in the house, and you could have made $200, $300. You know what I mean? In that day. So you put that on the scale, you know what I mean? The average person was going to stand out there on that corner and get that $200-$300 as opposed to try to go and work at McDonald's, you know what I mean? And be lucky if you got $100 check, you know what I mean, every 2 weeks.
Correct. I got you. So how long, like, okay, so how long did you say that you was hustling before you ran into the man?
Well, I caught my first charge, man, which is crazy. I caught my first charge. Well, I ain't gonna say. Well, I actually got arrested when I was younger in my teens, but that was just petty. I think that was a bullshit charge. They gave me assault on a police officer, whatever. Somebody threw a bottle at the police officer after a house party, and I got grabbed up with a couple other people or whatever, but the charge never went anywhere. But as far as me actually catching a serious charge, I was 23 years old. You know what I mean? When I first actually caught a serious charge, and that was possession with intent to distribute house raid. Just say house raid, and a handgun charge. They found a gun in the house. You know what I mean? House raid. With the youngins would call trap. You know what I mean? Trap house.
Okay. So like I said, so your trials and tribulations would be when you so how long did you go so with a bid? So when did you do a bid if you did any?
No, see, and I was actually lucky. I never had to go through the what you would say prison. As far as my incarcerations went, I didn't go no further than city jail or what some would say county. You know what I mean? 6 months here, 6 months there. You know what I mean? The biggest charge, I mean, the biggest sentence I ever had was a 5 year, but everything was suspended except 6 months, whereas though I only had to do 6 months of that, you know what I mean, time in a halfway house, you know what I mean, which allowed me to come out and work. But the rest of that time, you know what I mean, was put on a suspended sentence, you know what I mean, and I had like 2 or 3 years probation after I was released from the halfway house, whereas though I had to go see probation officer and all that, and had I violated, you know what I mean, they could have gave me that other 4.5 years, you know what I mean?
Right. So like I said, I'm gonna mix this up too because like I said, we, like I asked for this interview because It's ups and downs, and you're in like one of the most dangerous cities of America. And I know you to be, for me looking in on you, to be a wiser, older brother that has experienced life and that place that you're in. And I think that you're somebody who likes to drop gems and like to see a better day in the city that you're from, and kick the truth to the young black youth. So, like I said, I like you to, show some of the darkness, and we also gonna shine. Um, so I want you to, like I said, you kind of said it. What's going on right now on the streets of Bmore?
Right now, like I said earlier, we averaging somewhere around a body a day, man, which is crazy. You know what I mean? And spring is really just starting, so it's you can't look forward to do nothing but get even crazier. You know what I mean? The warmer it get, the more people are actually going to be outside, and with that, the likelihood of it being more tension, violence, it goes without saying, unfortunately.
All right. A gift and a curse. The love of dirt bikes in your city. Explain.
Well, me myself, I've never actually been a rider, but I usually have a family member that's subscribed to my channel that usually taps in during when I happen to do my lives or whatever, and that's bike, Be More Bike Life, Baltimore Bike Life. You know what I mean? And he happens to ride or whatever. But the dirt bike culture is very big here, And me myself, just from the outside looking in, I look at it as everybody wants to be remembered for something. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be remembered as being good at something. So if you're just good, if you know that you're good at riding these bikes, doing these tricks or whatever that they do on these bikes, that the average person would probably kill themselves doing, you know what I mean? But if that's the only thing that you feel that you're good at, then that's what you're going to do. Because nobody wants to be not remembered. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be remembered. Even to the point of where as though a person to crash out, knowing that, well, at the least, I'm going to be on a t-shirt.
Word up. So the other good thing, the best, I think one of the best things coming out there, besides the young athletics, boxing. Great coach out there explaining.
Well, we've had a few people come out the city or whatever, you know what I mean, as far as boxing, and actually got a fair amount of notoriety. But I would say nothing like the likes of Tank. I don't think we had, me myself, I can't recall nobody, you know what I mean, that you know what I mean, that did it like Tank is doing it at the moment. You know what I mean? Tank is a beast. And me myself, honestly, I think he's probably the only one that might actually take Mayweather's, you know what I mean, that little record he got. I think he's has a very good shot at taking Mayweather's record, man. And I think Mayweather actually knows this, which is creating tension between them two.
Right. Yo, Yak, you can throw me a couple of names in the chat, because it's also because it's a gym. I messed up because there's a gym out there. That's why I brought it up, because it's a gym that a lot of the locals go to out there. That's my fault.
I know they had one Mac Lewis that was down there by right off of Caroline Street, but I'm not even sure if that's even there anymore. But
Okay, yeah, it must have just maybe because of the scandemic that it got taken, but I know it's a big gym that's known that breed a lot of a lot of boxers, just like the school that Sam Cassell went to breed a lot of basketball players.
mhm.
Y'all have rich culture in those two things.
Yeah, I actually went to school with Sam Cassell. I actually went to school with Sam Cassell.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What's the name? I forgot. What's the name of that school again?
That's
Because it's not
Dunbar.
just
The high
yeah,
school.
Dunbar. Dunbar got Sam Cassell. It's a few.
Oh yeah, Dunbar had a real rich history as far as athletics. You know what I mean? Yeah, very rich history. Yeah, but I went to Dunbar for like 2 years. Like I said, and during that time, that's when I transitioned into the whole falling into the peer pressure thing, and they got me up out of there. They got me up out of there like bad air. You hear me?
Right. So I'm saying that was you, like I said, you said that it was like pretty much the peer pressure and you was hustling. So I mean at the time you was making good money. Like was you flashy? Like was it seen? Did you have a bad reputation?
Not at all. Not at all. If you didn't actually know what I was doing, you wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have known. You know what I mean? I was the type of
So
person I was taught that when you're doing something that you ain't got no business doing, you try not to be seen. You know what I mean? So you bring as less attention to yourself as possible.
right, those are the names. Thanks, Jack. Did Muggsy, Keith Booth. It's a few of them. You got a rich history with a lot of that stuff. But then at the same time, when me here, C was out there too, running those streets. But it's good. I want to talk about it's several things also. At this point, um, was there? Did you have any goals though when you was hustling? Did you have any hustling goals?
Man, which is so crazy. At that point in time, man, not really. Not really. You was pretty much just having fun. The average person was just having fun. And then when you was like me, you had to account for you bringing a whole bunch of money in the house. You couldn't just hide it. It was if it was going to show. So person like me, I would just blow money. I would blow money. I was make little change. I would blow it. You know what I mean? Because I knew I couldn't bring it in the house and have my mom, step pops. Where's this coming from? You know what I mean?
Also, they was the ones that didn't really get what was going on, and the pressure got onto you.
Yeah, I mean, mom and pops was cool. Not to say that they, you know what I mean, I had to hide stuff like that. That's why I was saying if I made $200, say I made $200, I would sit out and get high with my friends. You know what I mean? Sit there, eat food. You know what I mean? Play hooky from school. Sit there, play cards, gamble, playing cards or whatever. You know what I mean? I didn't try to take no money in the house like that because I would have to account for it. And I wasn't working nowhere. So, you know what I mean? I pretty much blew the little change that I was coming across. You feel me? Now, you know what I mean? You would spend money on yourself when you say, oh, I need this and need that, and your parents give you the money for it. Then when you go to the store and you come back with mad bags, oh, how did you get all that with the money I gave you? Oh no, they had a good sale. You know what I mean? They had a real good sale.
I got you. I asked a few other guys from your area. As far as you concerned, how true or did they do a good depiction in this series, The Wire, of your city?
I mean, to a degree, some of the stuff was accurate, but I would say a lot of it, you know what I mean, is Hollywood. So they gotta have a fluff. You know what I mean? They gotta have a fluff. But some of it, you know what I mean, was on point. I would say if I had to put it in a percentage type thing, I would say maybe 50-50. Maybe 50-50.
Do you think that well, do you think it was more positive than negative, and did it bring any type of proceeds, or do you think it was a good look for the city?
Do I do I think it was a good look for the city?
Yeah,
Well, it to a degree it did because a lot of people they used a lot of local people during the filming of the show. It was a
correct.
lot of local people that were able to, you know what I mean, actually be a part of the series. Like the character, end up being one of the main characters, Snoop, little Snoop. You know what I mean? She actually
Right.
ran with that role and she got a, you know what I mean, got a little bag off the show and she did some other things after the show. So yeah, I mean it brought some money into the city, but to a degree, on the other hand, it made people that wasn't maybe into that light, it made people have a certain feel as though they had to live up to a certain persona. You know what I mean? Oh, I gotta go hard because this is what Baltimore is being portrayed. So we got to stand on that. You know what I mean?
Right. So again, though, as far as you concerned, it would be with the picks. As far as you concerned, the Baltimore City has basically been like a kind of like a drug and money making city, long as you've known it to be, though, right?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt.
And pretty much, only thing you saying is the violence has been the same. The only things you saying is that the violence has just stepped up just tremendously, like in the last 25 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because back then, back in the day, you didn't, like I said, you didn't have as much violence as it is today. Nowhere near. And if you did say like the violence that we had today, a lot of it be senseless. It's a difference in senseless violence and violence that you would look at as being necessary. You know what I mean? You would have a person actually kill somebody just for looking at them, or somebody come back and say, oh, this person said this about you. You know what I mean? And have somebody go kill somebody because somebody came and said that somebody said something to you. You didn't even hear you. This is something coming third person. You know what I mean? I mean, like I say, it's a lot of it end up being senseless violence, man. And I was always taught from back in the day, if you're going to get money, you can't get money, you know what I mean, and beef at the same time. They don't mix.
Right. How about like far as the police go? Do you think there is police corruption in the city of Baltimore?
You know, there's always been corruption in the city of Baltimore as far as the police go. And that's no different than any other city. You know what I mean? But what's funny is a lot of times that when I got arrested or something, you know what I mean, I would tell one of my sisters, you know what I mean, I ain't even do nothing. They locked me up for nothing. And she would always holler, oh, they ain't like you. If they locked you up, you was doing something. You know what I mean? But the whole time, I wouldn't be doing nothing, maybe running my mouth because they was trying to violate me. But it wasn't until they locked the gun task force up that she actually knew that I was, you know what I mean, being honest when I say that they locking people up for nothing.
Right, like you said. Well, you said a bottle was thrown to them, but I know out here, like if they go arrest you, like you easily get assault on police officer charge out here, like just for resisting arrest. That end up turning into a police assault on battery on police. So that's like a given charge. A lot of times it get thrown out if you got other charges that's more powerful. You usually don't have to worry about it, but it's something that they tack on just for you just being aggressive, but you don't really do anything to them.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about just that incident. I mean, there's been other incidents where I might have been arrested. You know what I mean? For other little petty stuff. You know what I mean? Where as though I end up going down to jail or whatever and get my own recon. You know what I mean? But it would be just
Well, well, as far as that concerned too, when you was out there like that, was it ever a time like when I asked about Dirty, was it ever a time that you was out there when they know that you was getting it? That you ever have an officer ever just run your pockets?
no, actually me myself, I can't say that I actually had a officer actually take anything from me, but
Mm-hmm.
I actually had officer plant stuff on me. You know what I mean?
Oh wow. What was the results of that situation?
I mean, I ended up beating one of the cases. I ended up beating one of the cases, and one of the cases I ended up with probation. You know what I mean? Officer actually planting something on me. I actually had a officer plant something. You know what I mean? Well, he didn't actually this time. He didn't actually plant something on me. He picked up something off the ground, and it's like 8 people in the area. But he decided to say, "Oh, this is yours. This is yours. I couldn't get your brother, but I got you." You know what I mean?
Wow, that's foul.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you, what does then while in and now as a content creator and just living regular life, what does money mean to you?
Money to me, I mean, money is necessary, especially if you have a degree of responsibility that you have to handle. But as far as money, far as this YouTube thing, I don't get a dollar from YouTube because my subscriber count don't meet the criteria for one. You know what I mean? For me to be monetized yet, but it's not like I'm thirsty to be monetized or whatever. Whereas though I'm gonna go to the point and 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 go against my morals pretty much. You know what I mean? To actually do that or whatever. Because I could jump on here and talk about all the negative. Oh, this person got killed, that person got killed, running to each crime scene, trying to put people on camera, you know what I mean, while they stretched out and you know what I mean? But that's not what I do. That's not what I do on my channel. I try to keep my anything that I put on my channel, I try to keep it positive. Something, you know what I mean, of a positive nature, or I'm dropping jewels at some point during the live or the actual video that I upload.
Yeah, I feel you. That's cool. We're gonna swing a little bit closer to a lot of YouTube stuff now. Far as YouTube goes, how long have you been watching YouTube for your own entertainment before you decided that, hey, I'm gonna just jump up on that thing for myself?
Well, actually, I would pull something up on YouTube every once in a while, but I hadn't actually started watching YouTube like that. Really watching YouTube probably like in the last maybe like 4 years. And to be honest, when I started really thinking about start uploading stuff like that, get my own channel, whatever like that, wasn't until I happened to stumble across Warpath channel on the lockout. You know what I mean? And I salute War. You know what I mean?
Word.
Because he actually put that battery in my back to actually use my voice. You know what I mean? And start my own channel. So I always have a level of respect for War. You know what I mean? Just on the strength of that. You feel me?
Right.
But other than War, once I started my channel, you know what I mean? I plugged in the Mac. You know what I mean? And from day one, you know what I mean, me and Mac vibed out, you know what I mean? And we've been cool ever since, you know what I mean? And it was a point in 2020, you know what I mean, when I actually lost my pops, you know what I mean? And I was going through it. And I actually, you know what I mean, Mac
Sorry to hear that, bro.
helped me out with a show enough situation where as though pretty much he talked me down from a situation where as though I could have ended up in prison. You know what I mean? It was a situation going on behind that, around the whole thing with my father passing away, where as though I could have ended up in sure enough prison. And Mac, you know what I mean, talked me down from that situation. You know what I mean? And what's crazy is I wanted to jump on the joint and get that man his flowers, man, because that was a serious, you know what I mean? That was a serious situation. But he never wanted me to do that. You know what I mean? But I guess he feel like that's some personal stuff and everything ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? But just to have a person, you know what I mean, help you like that on a personal level like that, I feel as though, you know what I mean, he deserved that. He deserved them flowers. And if Max see this thing, I know you don't really, you know what I mean, you don't really want them flowers like that, but I had to give them to you, brother.
Shout out to Mac Mean. That's what's up, man. I mean, that's what's the good side about it. Like when I be talking about certain things, there's certainly a lot of talent out here. There's certainly a lot of brothers and sisters here and there that make you want to do this. That's why when the nonsense to be happening, I be speaking up and I say something and I give my flowers to the brothers and sisters. Like I said, it's funny that you mentioned Warpath because he's one of the people that I listened to when I first started too. And he would always be pushing that if this is what you want to do and show you ways to go about it. And like when you just said that, I'm like, damn, he was one of the first people that got me going too. I was gonna ask you as well the next question because I'm gonna give you a couple more joints, and then I'm gonna go to the game where I basically ask you what's gonna a couple of questions or what's the best answer to you. It's not a right or it's not a right or wrong. It's just what's of your best interest. All right.
No doubt.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask you that in a few minutes. Um. So what far as your channel? Oh no, I was gonna ask you this though. Far as like I be more do you feel like you're a pillar in your community?
Do I feel like I'm a pillar in my community?
Yes.
To be honest, at the moment, no. You know what I mean? Because like I say, just the fact that back in the day, just by me being one of the people that was out there helping to destroy the community, that I have to, you know what I mean, get back out there and help right that wrong, man, that I did. And when I say destroy the community, it wasn't like we went out there and did this, you know what I mean, intentionally. We destroyed the community unintentionally. We had no idea that what we were doing back then would have the effect, you know what I mean, that it's having today. You know what I mean? But even with that being so, the fact that we did it, it's up to us to get back out there and try to right that wrong. And I actually hope to be a pillar in my community before it's all said and done. And with that being said, right, the shirt I have on right now, right, it says "Do Good in the Hood." This is
Right.
me and my peoples. We have a nonprofit, right? It's called "Do Good in the Hood." You know what I mean? Which is a double entendre. You know what I mean? Whereas though you have the hood, the person in the hood, when you out there with that hoodie on, about to do something that you ain't got no business doing, you know what I mean? Do some good in that hood. You know what I mean? While you out there with that hoodie on in the hood, do
Right.
some good. You know what I mean?
I got you.
And then in the picture, you can see you see the one-way sign, right? And you see under that it says Wall Street. And that's like I say, it's only one way to Wall Street. You know what I mean? So
One way to Wall Street. Yep. Yeah, that's dope.
yeah, from the streets to Wall Street, bro. You know what I mean? And you can see right here, this is my actual, you know what I mean? My actual I was getting ready to say my label with my that's my joint. You know what I mean? That's my joint right there. It's called 3-Man Revolution, right? That's TMR, 3-Man Revolution. And the whole thing behind that is if you got 3 people, and you can see that the word revolution is curved. If you got 3 people, right, you can curve any uprising. If you got one on this side to speak on this person's behalf, one person on this side to speak this person's, you know what I mean, on this person's behalf, and one person in the middle to mediate that situation. You know what I mean? You can solve any problem. You dig what I'm saying? And in short, it's just politicking. And once we implement that in the hood, then we can start to see that decrease in that violence. You know what I mean? And then after we, you know what I mean, get rid of the violence, we can start back building, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to keep, you know what I mean, stretching this one out. But I had a previous video on my joint, right? That last Father's Day, before Father's Day came, I had a video saying that it would be so nice if this Father's Day, no fathers got killed on actual Father's Day, right? Now, I don't know where it came from, where my help came from, but that actual Father's Day, there were no deaths in the city of Baltimore. I couldn't even find any shootings, you know what I mean, for that Father's Day. And I spoke on it after the fact because I saluted the young guys just on that right there because it let them know if y'all want to put them guns down, y'all did it on Father's Day. Y'all put them guns down. Nobody even got shot. And to be honest, that would have been one of the days where you could have been able to catch, you know what I mean, somebody slipping. You know what I mean? Simply because a person would have been out there trying to go see their father, trying
Yep.
to spend time with their kids. But they put them guns down for that one day and nothing happened. So that shows you that if you did it that day, you can do it again and again and again and again. My bad, brother, for stretching that out so long. You know what
No,
I mean?
ain't nothing wrong with that. You kicking positive stuff, OG. Come on now. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Um, that's dope. The other thing I was gonna ask you is that what does your channel stand for?
Well, actually, the channel started out as Mind of Major. The acronym was the letters MOM, which spells out mom, right? And my mom has always been my biggest supporter, right? And the date I actually launched my channel on my mom's birthday, right? So it was basically a tribute to my mom. You know what I mean? Channel was an actual tribute to my mom. I launched it on her birthday, but I always seen that me just putting mom on there, as far as in the search, it wouldn't pop up. My channel, for some reason, my channel wouldn't pop up until I started putting Baltimore behind, major. So I just added Baltimore on the end of it just so for search, purposes.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna go with the questions, bro. You good?
No doubt.
All right. So first, okay. Build or destroy. Let's see if we can get up here.
You say pick
Build,
one.
build or destroy. Yeah, it's one.
Oh,
What's
build
best
all
to
day.
you? Yep, build or destroy.
Build.
Car or SUV.
Car.
Dirt bike or scooter.
Scooter.
Fight or shoot.
Fight.
Thick or thin.
Thick.
Weave or natural.
Natural.
Psychologist or lawyer.
Psychologist.
Paper or plastic.
Plastic.
Carmelo Anthony or Bernard King.
Mellow.
City or country.
Country.
Movie or documentary.
Documentary.
Audio book or reading.
I'm gonna say audio book.
See or touch.
Wow. See it. Dang. Let me say touch.
Smoke or drink.
Smoke.
Street bread or legal money.
Legal money.
Looks or substance.
Substance.
Light or dark.
Light.
Biggie or Pop.
Pop.
Kid Capri or Funk Flex.
Kid Capri.
Roy Jones or Sugar Shane.
Roy.
Jeans or sweats.
Sweats.
Derby or fitted.
Derby.
Iced tea or half and half.
Half and half.
Sativa or indica.
Indica.
Condo or mansion.
Mansion.
Nintendo or Sega Genesis.
Nintendo.
Kool-Aid or soda.
Kool-Aid.
Club or party.
Party.
Players Club or house party.
House party.
4th of July or New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Chicken or beef.
Chicken.
Outside or inside.
Inside.
Beats or lyrics.
These are lyrics. Lyrics.
Shaka Khan or Stephanie Mills.
Shaka Khan or Stephanie Mills. Shaka Khan.
Skating or skiing.
Skating.
NBA or NFL.
NFL.
UFC or Boxing.
Boxing.
Sneakers or boots?
Sneakers.
Dr. King or Malcolm X?
Ooh. Wow. I'm gonna have to say Malcolm X.
Pitt or Rottweiler?
Rockwaller.
Lake or pool?
Late
Houdini, Run DMC.
Run DMC.
I'm about to kill you with this one. Crack era or AIDS?
What?
DMC history, you a bad motherfucker.
What? Oh man. Crack era.
Caesar or braids?
These are braids. Braids.
Part 2 to the same question. Did you get more girls when you had a low cut or when you had hair?
Get me in trouble and shit. No, he's gonna get me in trouble and shit.
No, I did my shit.
I'm gonna say low cut.
I seen the pictures. I seen 1987. You had braids, nigga. I seen it.
Low cut.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stay there while I did that because I did my homework, right?
Right, my bad.
Can you tell us about losses?
You say, can I tell you about losses?
Yes.
As far as what? Losses
Any type of losses. Well, all right, I'll just get kind of straight to it. I'm always a mystery person, but just because you're doing this or whatever, just give Peanut some love.
Oh well, Nut was my cousin. You know what I mean? But we was more like brothers because we were so close. You know what I mean? And he passed away last month. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
damn, I didn't know it was that close, bro.
No, not last month. He passed away in February. I forgot it's April. He passed away in February, right? But we didn't have the funeral wasn't until March. So yeah, and we ended up with a little distance between us. We were still cool and speaking of whatever, but as far as hanging out like that, we hadn't been hanging out like that. And recently, we got one of our other cousins ended up coming home. You know what I mean? From a 20-year joint. You know what I mean? And the three of us used to be together in our younger years all the time. You know what I mean? So his birthday was in December. So I was like, damn, we ain't hung out like that in over 20 years. So we all got together and took Nut out for his birthday. You know what I mean? And had a straight ball. And we was like, damn, we got to take some pictures. Never took the pictures, right? Never took the pictures of that night. I was like, damn. When I was about to drop him off, I was like, damn, we ain't never get the pictures, yo. Oh, don't worry about it. We'll get the pictures the next time because we're going to do this again on your birthday. My birthday in March. You know what I mean? Never got the pictures. And unfortunately, he passed away in February. You know what I mean? So we never got to do the whole thing again for my birthday. You know what I mean? So like, I tell people, you know what I mean? Never put off stuff. Never put off stuff when it come to family or whatever. Something that you know what I mean, might say, even though we didn't have no beef or whatever or drama between us or whatever like that, but never put off anything as far as family because you never know, you know what I mean, when something's going to happen or something might happen or whatever, and you don't want to end up with regrets. You know what I mean? Because I actually regret not getting that picture of the three of us that night. You know what I mean? But I'll even take it back a little further than that because March is always a rough month for me, right? Because when I lost my first brother, you know what I mean, we celebrated me and both of my brothers that passed. All three of our birthdays was in the same month. My birthday was March the 17th. One of my brother's birthday was 2 weeks after that, March 31st, and my other brother was March 14th. So in 95, we celebrated our birthday together. All three of us celebrated our birthday together. Had a big old party. Ball party. We went from one spot. We did like 3 spots in one night to the morning. You know what I mean?
Party.
Right. You know what I mean? Was lit. You know what I mean? So we was like, man, you know what I mean? Well, we're going to start doing this every year. You know what I mean? We're going to start doing this every year. My brother ended up getting killed not even 6 months later. You know what I mean? Then after that, it was like, you know what I mean? That wasn't going to happen the following year. So the following year rolled around, depression was set in during the month of March. You know what I mean? Just by him being gone. Not even 5 years later, my other brother was gone. So now I'm left celebrating my birthday in March. About, you know what I mean? I'm the only one celebrating my birthday in March. You know what I mean? Because both of them gone. So when March rolled around, I always fall into, you know what I mean, the state of depression. You know what I mean? And I ain't got no problem, you know what I mean, with saying that. See, a lot of people, that's a big thing in our community. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't like to talk about depression. We
Right.
just looked at it as a form of weakness. But I assure you, you know what I mean, that it's not. Not in this circumstance. You know what I mean, not in this instance anyway. You know what I mean? Not over here. You know what I
Anytime,
mean?
yeah.
But like I say, I always fall into a state of depression. And then this year, my cousin slash brother Nut passed away in February, but we didn't. Things were so messed up with the city. You know what I mean? We couldn't actually have his funeral until March, and his funeral ended up being the exact same day that my kids had planned my little, you know what I mean, party joint, you know what I mean, to celebrate my birthday. You know what I mean? But like I say, I just thank God that I got the amazing support system that I have. You know what I mean? That I actually make sure that I'm good. You know what I mean? Because if not, ain't no telling, man. I probably by now I probably been crashed out, and more than likely, if I crashed out, I'm taking somebody. Somebody's going with me. I'm not going alone. Somebody's coming with me.
Right. But we don't need that, but I get it.
Not at all. Not at all. But you know what I mean? But like I say, we and that's how I kind of, you know what I mean, I identify with these younger guys to a degree because a lot of them are suffering from mental illness. You know what I mean? Like I say, when we talk about the dirt bikes, and I was like, a lot of the times you got a lot of them that nobody wants to be, you know what I mean, not remembered. Nobody wants to be invisible or be looked at as if they're invisible. So when they out here with this violence or whatever, that's their way of saying, I'm here. I'm here. You know what I mean? That's their way of making people know that they're here. That's their way of crying out. Instead of them crying tears, they cry lead. You know what I mean? They cry lead tears. You know what I mean?
Right. I understand what you're saying.
Right. And if you think it's a joke, when I say nobody wants to be viewed as being invisible, you could take a child, and that comes from childhood. You could take a child, take a small child and act like they're invisible, act like all of a sudden that you don't see them, like they're invisible. You can't see them.
Right.
That child end up in tears, thinking that they're gone and nobody sees them. You know what I mean?
That's like cousin to the or part of one of the few questions I have left. I was gonna ask you is what do you think is the disconnect from us and the youth? Like if they was gonna listen to like a conversation that we can have with the youth, what do you think is something that we can have? Because it's a gap between us and them. What is something you think that is something that we can do to talk to them?
Well, first and foremost, the biggest thing would have to be we would have to talk to them instead of down to them. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest, you know what I mean, thing. That's the biggest problem. When you have, you know what I mean, people, older people trying to talk to a group of younger people, they try to talk down to them. You know what I mean? And you can't do that. You know what I mean? You got to talk to them on an even playing field. You can't just sit there and talk down to a person that been out there surviving, you know what I mean? Being, you know what I mean? You can't tell them stay in a child's place when the whole time they've been doing man activities. You know what I mean? They've been doing man activities, taking care of themselves. They, you know what I mean? Basically, they're a man child. You know what I mean? You have a lot of grown people that tell a child, know the child out there doing this, that, and the third, but to say try to talk down to them, and to go as far as even to say you need to stay in the child's place. But then 2 days later, come to that same child and be like, "Oh, I'm short. I don't have all the rent money. Give me I need $500 towards the rent." But you're saying this to a 13, 14-year old. You're telling a 13, 14-year old that you're $500 short on the rent. The same person you just told to stay in a child's place, now you're basically telling them to man up. You know what I mean? So now you know what I mean?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. I got you.
You think what I'm saying?
Right, I got you. Um, I would say what one another question for you. What as a man, what do you stand for, and what is it to be a man? I mean, what is it a man stand for to you? I mean, what is it to be a man mean to you, and what do you stand for as a man?
You say what is what does it mean to be a man to
Yeah,
me? And as far as well, basically what it means to be a man, basically taking responsibility, being able to take responsibility, you know what I mean, for your actions, and basically taking responsibility for your responsibility. You know what I mean? When you know you got certain things that you have to do them things. You know what I mean? You have to make a way to do those things. Don't look for the next person to do them for you. It's a difference in when you might fall short, you know what I mean, and need some help, but don't just look for somebody to take care of you. You know what I mean? And you supposed to be a man. You know what I mean? That you can't call yourself a man if you're not acting like a man. You know what I mean? Being a man don't just mean I'm 21, I'm a man. No, no, that's not the case. Because I'm the age that I am, but I'll be the first one to say that mentally, my children are far more advanced than I am mentally. You understand what I'm saying? Simply because I shut down for it mentally, I shut down at a certain age. You know what I mean? Dealing with certain things or whatever. But I always been sharp. I always been sharp. But far as me being on a certain level, that became stagnated because I was dealing with certain other things, and I it was just like I was at a standstill. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like I'm basically mentally, I'll be the first to say. Now I'm a sharp individual, but mentally, I'm around 30 years old mentally. You know what I mean? And which is at one point I said that by the time I turned 32, I wanted to have basically everything be set. You know what I mean? But by the time I turned 25, I was dealing with so much trauma and this, that, and the third. I was basically shut down and was at a standstill. And I stayed there for so many years. You know what I mean? And just recently started moving forward to the point where as though, all right, that's enough. I'm leaving that baggage. I'm leaving that baggage over there. I'm leaving that baggage behind, and I'm getting ready to continue moving on with things.
Yo, that's what's up, and I feel you. And it takes a man to tell your truth, feel like that about yourself, and that it's growth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people wouldn't be ain't got the guts to say that, and just knowing yourself and keeping 100. Like I said, it's a few more questions before we wrap this up. I would ask just basically back to the channel. The YouTube questions. How do you feel about the clout chasing part on YouTube?
Man, it's clout chasing. I'm like this, man. And I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it 100, man. I can't do nothing but keep it 100. Man, it's enough drama outside your front door. You feel me? There's enough drama outside your front door. Whereas though YouTube should be the last place. You know what I mean? Where you're at. You know what I mean? Basically, just acting like I'm a, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do that to you. You know what I mean? Really? Really? But hey, who am I? You know what I mean?
Facts. Facts, right? You don't even know how to explain it more than that, right?
Hey. Hey, man.
Even the more shit, what about them even trying to like the man, some people even trying to send people to jail on this thing, man. How you even feel about that? The beef part. I mean, I guess it's almost still the same question I'm asking. What about seeing these brothers beef and trying to send one to jail? And Friendly's newest thing is like there's people trying to give people rape charges and stuff. There's women with allegations of rape. How do you feel? Don't you think that that's something that a young lady should bring to court before bringing it up here? But I mean, I would guess it is what it is. But how do you feel about those things? The beef, allegations of rape. I mean, wouldn't you think that that would be something that they would want to bring to a court and to the police station and not YouTube?
Right, man. But absolutely. You know what I mean? But that's the crazy, you know what I mean? That's the craziness that we're in right now, man. Where the court of public opinion holds more weight than the actual court of law. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
Whereas though we've seen it with some of our biggest, you know what I mean, personalities. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly. You know what I mean? Whereas though whether they were guilty or not, it's just the fact that they were put on trial via the internet before they had a day in court. You know what I mean? You can't be villainized, you know what I mean, on the internet, interviews, documentaries on you, and all this old crazy stuff before you even had your day in court. You can't even end up getting a fair day in court because people's mentals is already made up. You know what I mean? And that's why R. Kelly. That's why R. Kelly is about to be a free man in a minute.
Right. Yeah, it's just crazy. And then you have people so lost in the sauce, and people follow and don't even know what they're following. People, and then the outside thing, and people are killers, but they're killing on this thing, and people. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. Like I said, so we're gonna get back to again. Um, again, far as like I know you just started, you know, saying the numbers, it's like yeah, integrity means a lot. I could tell, so that's why, like, brothers and sisters like yourself, you know, saying I'm in the situation of being monetized, but it still takes a lot. You see, it's not too many people, but the people that are here, that support me, and I think all of y'all that are here for the both of us. But that's why I like a tight knitted group that I have because it's people that do mess with me, and I only bring, you know, saying facts, trueness, and you know, for the people. And that's when you don't have all a bunch of trolls and punk people rolling up talking about Lucy's and dumbness and following. We have leaders here and people who have common sense are here. Grown folks are here. You know what I'm saying? And the people that get the numbers are people that, you know, do not have integrity. But what goals, if any, that you would like to see your channel and say this time next year?
Well, eventually, I'm not going front. Eventually, the goal is to hit that. You know what I mean? That 1,000. You know what I mean? To hit them 1,000 family members. Because I don't like the word subscriber. You know what I mean? But the goal is to get them 1,000 family members. You know what I mean? And be
That's
able
the
to
goal. And I think that's right. That's I'm sorry for cutting you because you made me we walked into that. That's what I think it should be family members because I have a problem with saying like calling people followers like yeah because people are not followers of mine. I hate when I say that because nobody's following me. It's just people that rock with me and stuff like that. But family members, exactly.
right. Yeah, but like I say, that's initially the main goal, and other ones just to promote. Like I say, promote once again, promote our little nonprofit, and actually start implementing it. You know what I mean? Implementing our little joint first and foremost here in the city, and maybe take it. You know what I mean, to other cities as well. You know.
Word up. All right, so the second or last, I think the last question that I wanted to ask you, big bro, is tell us something about yourself that that even a close friend doesn't know about you.
Something about me that a close friend might not even know. Damn, that I would say that I'm super emotional. You know what I mean? Even though I might not wear my shit, I might not wear it. You know what I mean? On my sleeve, I'm super emotional. You know what I mean? Like I have a lot of people that be like, "Yo, why you not? You know what I mean? Why you not going live? Why you not? You know what I mean? That's be my biggest problem. Consistency. You know what I mean? I might come on and do a live, and I might not do another one for 3 weeks, month. You know what I mean? Where people might be looking for me and I'm not there because something happened. Put it like this: anytime I look at the news and I see another young person, then got their life taken from them. You know what I mean? I feel it. You know what I mean? And I ain't even got to know that person, but I actually feel it. You know what I mean? I actually feel it because I know the pain of that loss. So I can imagine. You know what I mean? I can imagine how that person, if they have a brother, you know what I mean? I can imagine how that brother feels. You know what I mean? I can almost imagine how the mother feels. You know what I mean? And that pain is like something that you wouldn't wish on another person. So even though I'm not actually attached to a situation. Just the fact that you got another one gone. And then you never know what that person, like I say, how in my joints, everybody has good in them. You know what I mean? Man, you never know what that person could have potentially, you know what I mean, later on, they could have had the potential to be something great. You know what I mean? Do something that nobody else could possibly done. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now they're not able to do it because it's been taken. And stuff like that, it weighs deep on me, and I be so caught up in it, where as though it just makes me more and more depressed sometimes. Like I said, especially around this month. That's why that's why the whole month of March, I really didn't put out no, you know what I mean? I really didn't even go live like that, other than the little tribute point to Cuz. I didn't really do nothing. And then the city been on fire. You know what I mean? The city was on fire. But I see when you approached doing the interview or whatever, and you was like, because you jumped in the live one time, was like, oh, we could do this tonight if you want to, or whatever, whatever. You know, I was like, I let you know, because see, I don't attach myself to just anything. You know what I mean? I had to fall back and see what you was doing. And once I seen that you was a genuine stand-up dude, I was like, all right, let's get it. You know what I mean? Let's get it. Because I don't deal with
Right.
everybody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like I say, I felt the vibe, you know what I mean? And you definitely one of the good ones, you know what I mean? You ain't with the drama, you promoting a positive joint. So I couldn't do nothing but, you know what I mean, rock with you. Straight like that.
Right. I appreciate you. Nah, because usually, one thing, man, because like I said, the same thing with you, the same, you know what I mean? I seen it, I watched it, and I definitely, like, I do, you know what I mean, be different places. And I told somebody else and my friend earlier, that, like, there was, like, I always, since I've been out here, I always try to get other content creators and people who be at not to take this the wrong way. Like, when we had low numbers, that's how I started. I try to show other people love because, of course, I was at where you was at and stuff like that, and I think that's dope when we interview each other and show each other love, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, one, you're in my sis out there, Yola's right in your background. My brother was in there. If you don't know about him, Generation X is in B more with
Oh
you.
yeah.
X out there too.
Yeah.
Generation X is dope.
Generation X, bro.
Yeah, radio dude, like his shit be tough, bro, and he don't be getting the props. But he's another dude like you. Y'all are funny.
Oh, he
Y'all
fire.
jump out
He
the
fire.
window. Yeah, his shit be dope, bro. And he don't jump out the window for something. He don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's dope, and I do connect to those people same way like me. Like the hater was just in here. I don't. Like, people that talked about me since I've been doing YouTube, but when people get to meet me, people just be like, yo, I don't know what the hell them people was talking about. That's not what they be saying. All them fake T histories and people trolling. Grown people with common sense know that all that stuff they hear about me is nonsense. Just like you said, you had to fill me out. I might even be in other people's chat and gross things are going on and stuff like that, but it's not me. I don't have nothing to do with that. You see what I'm saying? And just like you, I see, you know what I'm saying? I see you the same way. You chill, you just be peeping the vibe and the same thing. So I just want to see another person grow just like me grow too. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is. And like I said, I know you had a lot of things going on. I mean, it was positive, and I just wanted to reach out. You know what I mean? The same way, bro. And I appreciate you for doing this. Because like I said, I know once it comes around, it take time because you gotta think. Like I told Yola, like I told my boy Friendly, like it's a lot of us that's like this, bro. All it is you gotta be patient. You gotta think too. A lot of these people that we be around and we see, even some of them that got names and got a lot of more subscribers than us. There's a lot of these people that been around this here thing for years, bro. even myself, it's been like 2.5, 3 years, but it's people that have been doing this since 2010. I mean, been around since '08, '07. There's a lot of names that you be hearing. These people been on YouTube for years.
Right.
So that's why when I catch myself and don't and be like, yo, like chill, see, like it's been a couple of years. It takes time. It's some people that's flash in the pan. It's some people that have just been around the same time as me, and they got more numbers than me, but everybody's different. So it's like it's not a rush. And then like anybody else, we all know too, it's like you got to be ready for it too. Because if you do got 20,000 subscribers tomorrow, then you got to go to work. You got to if the algorithm work and YouTube give it to you tomorrow, you got to go to work. You now the bullshit's at your front door. You want Hassan Campbell responsibilities tomorrow morning? You want that? You want the whole goddamn YouTube at your front door tomorrow morning?
Right.
So you gotta be careful what you ask for.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm gonna give it to you because we about to end it, bro. I'm gonna give it to you to let everybody know about your channel or any social media, whatever you want the people to know about yourself. It's on you, and then it'll be a Rizat.
All right. I mean, it's not much to me. Only thing I'm here promoting is the channel. You know what I mean? And it's Mind of Major Baltimore. Mind of Major Baltimore. You know what I mean? If you in the chat, you know how you can get to it real simple. You can hit the icon, boom. See channel, boom. Hit the subscribe. You know how it go. You know what I mean? Anybody that's catching the joint, I would appreciate it. You know what I mean? If you jumped over, you stuck with me this long, listen to the interview, I'd appreciate it if you hopped on over and hit that subscribe button and become official man, an official member of the Mind of Major Baltimore family as well. You know what I mean? If you rocking with T, you shouldn't mind rocking with me. You know what I mean? Because we both two good brothers. You know what I mean? So once again, Mind of Major Baltimore. Hop over, hit that subscribe button, bell. Get you some good content. You know what I mean? Some jewels and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? And be on the lookout for the brand. Be on the lookout for that 3-man revolution brand. Because we coming. And also I say with anybody that hop in and become a family member or whatever, and I see you in the chats or whatever, I'm going live or whatever. If it's anything I could do for you promotional wise or whatever, you might want to tap in to people, try to get you a bigger Baltimore audience. You tap in and hit me or whatever. I have no problem with helping anybody. You dig what I'm saying? Long as it's positive in nature. You know what I mean? I'm not promoting no gang this, gang that. If it's positive in nature, I'm rocking with it. You dig? But all in all, salute for giving me the opportunity, you know what I mean, on the platform.
All right, me. True story just pulled up. It's about to be a wrap. Thank him too. You know what I'm saying? Again, Minor Major Baltimore. We about to be out of the building. Give a shout out to Mackie for Mackie.
Whoa, what's going on, bro? What's going on, Mac, bro? Yo, I apologize, bro. I had to give you your flowers over here, bro. I had to give you your flowers over here, Mac.
Yeah. You'll see it if you watch the reel. Check it out, man. I appreciate everybody. You know what I'm saying? Start with Mackie pulling up. I know it was funny. That's what I said. So I appreciate my Major Baltimore, man. Listen, please, everybody that's gonna catch this in the replay and people that was here again. That's his channel that's basically in front of you. Today's Brooklyn, my brother. Thanks for pulling up in here. Please subscribe to his channel. And like he said, he's a peaceful brother. Please subscribe. I'll see you, my brother J Mag. He pulled up. Everybody, we're gonna be off this, man. This is a dope interview, giving insight of the brother. Please stay in tune. Check out Mac Media True Story, his own channel as well. Friendly just dropped made it easy. He just dropped the link in the channel. So I'll give it like a minute or so for people to make it easy on themselves to just tap the link. Friendly just dropped, or Friendly might be slick, and that might just be Friendly's page to his channel. I don't blame you, dog. But this was a great interview, and like I said, we try to stay positive. Like I said, please also subscribe to my channel, which is where you're at. If you're not, like I said, this will be in rotation. Hey Cherry, hey, dope interview team. Thank you, honey. She also have a channel. You also have a wrench. You should have been slick like Friendly and dropped your link to your channel. Everybody else did it. But like I said, this is a great interview. That's what the people said. But we about to be out of here. Brown Sugar, she don't have her channel yet. She gonna get sick of hearing that, and next thing you know, she gonna be Brown Sugar, baby. Is gonna have her channel. Y'all stepping up. Y'all got B more representing tough. You got Yola, Brown Sugar, Major, Generation X. Yeah, y'all about to get y'all Baltimore story going on. Oh, see, now y'all being dirty. See, this is the dirtiness I don't like. All right, we're about to wrap this up because, see, I don't like stuff like this. You're not. All right. All right, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, bro. Thanks for coming through. Everybody have a wonderful Easter weekend, holiday weekend, and the rest of the Friday night. And remember, we'll be back in an hour with our Friendly Extortion and See History, but Really Friendly is going to have his live over here. Peace.
One.